Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses gang. Let me bring the mic a little closer. Look, now this is a story all about how my life almost it would have been way different, bro. My circumstances, I probably would have a mansion by now, but at the end of the day, look, this what happened. So peep this. I was out on bond, right? I was out on bond for a lot of things. For delivery of controlled substance, open container, possession of alcohol by a minor, DUI, and a felony DUI that I caught all within. I caught all the other charges while I was on bond. This is my second time being on bond. But when I got the felony, they gave me another bond, a much bigger bond. And I kept going to court, and my lawyer kept getting continuances for a good like 3 months, right? So when I went to jail, I was staying with my grandmother. But the thing about that was, um, she was involved in a lot of things that I was doing. I'm not gonna say how much or how little, but she knew what it was. I had a little operation. I'll just say it like that. Now my family understood that she knew the second time I went to jail, and they were very upset with that situation. They went in my closet, found some stuff, and they read my lyrics, and they understood. So at the end of the day, when I got out of jail, they picked me up and they were like, "Look, Aaron, you did this, and this. You and your grandmother cannot be associated with each other because we don't want you getting her into trouble. We don't want her getting you in trouble. So we moved you to your cousin Toya's house, and all your stuff is at your cousin Julie's house." And I was like, "What? How does?" I was like, "Grandma, what the fuck, nigga?" And she was like, "I don't know. I was like, "Nah, bitch, fuck you, then." I moved to my cousin Toya's house. It was in the brick. She stays in the project. I don't know if she stays in the projects now, but she was in the projects at that time, and I was very uncomfortable because that's what the projects are for, to make you uncomfortable. Uh, I lasted there for about maybe 2 weeks, and then from Calumet Heights, I moved to Harvey at my other grandma's house on my dad's side, right? That was a little bit more comfortable because I was familiar with the area, and I was familiar with my grandmother. Toya, I never interacted with like that because she was always away from the family, whether that be, I don't know, whatever. But that was pretty bad too because my grandmother had a pretty, it was a nice size house, a garage and back. She always had something for me to do. She's kind of pesty, but she had that good cable though. Now mind you, this is 2010. This is, niggas had smartphones. I didn't have a smartphone. I had a Blackberry and a flip phone, a Blackberry and a flip phone. Cause I had that operation. But it was very annoying. She was policing everything I watched. Why are you watching this? See, that's why you in the situation you're in now. I'm like, no, grandmother, that's not why I'm in the situation I'm in now. Just because I'm watching Gangland and National Geographic's, like, come on, bro, what the fuck? Like, I mean, mostly maybe turn that loud ass motherfucking music down. You're waking up the motherfucking babies, motherfucker. I'm like, damn, grandma, it's something that you cursing like that? Sheesh. But anyway, this is how I almost went to prison for forever. So I'm on the phone, my Blackberry. I'm on the phone with a good friend of mine named Mandy. I forgot her last name. I think it's like, I'm not gonna say it, but one of my best friends at the time, man, Mandy, man, just loved her to death. Loved her. And I was like, Mandy, and it's this, and it's dirty, and the only thing around here is McDonald's, and I just wish I was back up north with you guys. Just like, get him my Mariah Carey on, acting like a bitch on the phone with my baby. So, not my baby, like, if you know me, you know what I mean when I say my baby, when my friend, my female friend. I never touched her, never thought of her in a sexual way ever. But, She was like, oh, damn, A, that's messed up, dog. And I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I wish it was somewhere I can escape. You know, I feel like the Black Rapunzel, you know, but with a penis. And she was like, damn, dog. You know what? I'm gonna think of some way to come and get you, dog. You just need a little vacation. When's your next court date, eh? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, all right, well, shit, dog. We'll figure it out and shit, dog. And I was like, all right. So, tell me why the next day she was like, hey, what are you doing today, eh? And I was like, nothing. I'm out on bond. And she was like, all right, well, shit, we're gonna be there in maybe like 5 hours or something like that. And I was like, what? For real? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, damn. Who's we? You bringing Dreamer? Nah. I'm bringing Sleepy, eh? And I was like, what? Who's Sleepy? That fool that always says he knows you, but you can't ever remember his face because you only see him at parties. So, that guy. And I was like, all right, what? Come on, Sleepy. Sleepy and Mandy. Sleepy, Mandy, and A. My name's Aaron. They call me A. One of my friends back in the day. So I'm waiting. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, look, so I'm going to tell you what happened. I was just feeling myself. I took a good ass little 30-minute shower, man. Just thinking about all the fun I'm going to have with my friend Mandy and some guy named Sleepy that says he knows me all the time that I can't remember. I met this nigga like 10 times. I still don't even know. Now I know what he looks like, but I still, like, the other 9 times I met this nigga, dude, you were at that party? You were freestyling? I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You were there? Yeah, dog, I was trying to freestyle, but I was too lit. Alright. You don't remember? Then you saw me and you sold me that weed? I don't even sell weed. What are you talking about, bro? You're weird. Like, I saw this. It's 3 people that I know I could never remember, bro. Kush, Sleepy, and I don't even remember the third person's name. But I know they kept seeing me all over the city, and I could never remember who they were. And oh, what's up, man? What's your name? Bro, we met like 5 times. I'm like, oh, you're Kush, right? That guy. Like, bro, that happened. I was doing too much. But at the end of the day, I was waiting on them, looking out the window, like when I was 4 years old, waiting on my dad to pick me up. Never came. And they never came, bro. Never came. I'm not going to say what I did to heal that pain, but I waited. Then I looked at my phone. It was Sunday, right? Thursday. Hello? Hey, what's up, eh? Mandy, what the fuck happened, my nigga? Dog, it's a long story. I'm not gonna do her accent the whole time because it messes with my throat. She really talks like that. Well, she used to, not now. But she's a little bit more refined now. And she's married. Shout out to her. She has 2 kids. Shout out to her kids, man. They're beautiful. What had happened was, I had to say it like that because this is a very niggified story. Her and Sleepy, she knew I was on bond. 2 bonds. She knew I was on bond. She didn't have a car. Sleepy didn't have a car. So guess what they did? They stole a car. To pick up their black friend from the south side in Harvey, Illinois. They stole a car to come pick me up. To come take me back to the north side with them. Neither of us have a license. My license is definitely suspended. Mandy has never had a license. I'm sure Sleepy was either suspended, revoked, or never had a license. I know this nigga didn't have a license. They stole a car. They stopped at the liquor store. Got drunk. Got on the highway. Needed to get gas because this is a stolen car. And they got on a residential street, turned on some Tupac. She said 90. She was embellishing it. Probably like 50. Smacked the pole, got out the car, ran, walked down the street and held hands. got arrested, went to jail, and then they bonded out. And I was like, Mandy, what? Yeah, bro. We just really wanted to see you live. And I was like, nigga, why didn't you just ask your mom or my grandmother to come and get me? Or anybody in the world. You know, at least, you know people with cars, bro. And this is how I knew Mandy had a little Mandy crush on me. And baby, I had a crush on you too. I just really wanted to see you now. I was like, oh, you really wanted to see me for real? And she was like, yeah, that was stupid. I was like, bro, but Mandy, I was on bond twice. I was on bond for a lot of charges, a felony, and I was fighting a case. If you would have picked me up in a stolen car, it wouldn't even mattered if you told them that I wasn't there. Yes, the car was stolen from the north side. You're in the south side. I could make some calls, but why would you try to pick me up in a stolen car when I'm on bond? I just really wanted to see. I was like, I know you just really wanted to see me. That's not, you can't do that. You could have put your boy, they wouldn't have, I'm black, bro. I'm black. I'm the oldest person. We're all dressed the same. You know I like to wear black and blue. You like to wear white and blue. Sleepy likes to wear white and blue. Nah, that wouldn't have been good at all. Why would you do that, baby? But at the end of the day, God was with me. My grandmother's prayers worked. And I did not get picked. Because I definitely would have went to prison. For real. Not for fake. And I was a little thing back then, bro. I didn't start growing. I wasn't 5'9" until I was like 23. I was still 5'7", 111 pounds when I was 19. I was little, bro. I don't know how I grew them 2 inches. Thank you, Jesus. But nah, man, that's how I almost went to prison for 100 years. Peace, gang. Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe.